actually doing things with you. Yeah, good. Okay, cool. Yeah, good. So I'll try instead of just talking. So we'll do a few exercises, which is a better way to understand about how to do sketching is by actually doing it. Because we can talk about creativity, but unless we give it a go and actually try and do it ourselves, then it's something that, you know, you can't really learn, and you can only learn through your fingers, pretty much. So what I have here, I did a little composition here. And it can be any object in your house, but it's always good to have a reference, and it's always good to have at least 3 objects. Different texture as well. So if one thing is glass and clear, then the other one will be like ceramic. So you see how many texture I have. I have metal, and I have wood and ceramic, and I have, you know, metal again, some plastic. So the more things you have, then you can create texture. So it's more interesting because you have things that you see through, you have things that are higher, lower. So you have a whole relationship here between your objects. Okay? So you can just bring 2 or 3 things in front of you. I have a piece of paper. Any paper can work, even cardboard, whatever. And what I'm going to show you, a few techniques with a few different, you know, things that we can do. So the first one is pencil. So probably all of you have pencils. That's the most basic one. So usually it's HB, right? You probably have HB pencil. HB is a very neutral one. It's not too soft, it's not too hard, just in the middle, very good for sketching. And then you have 4B, 6B, which are very soft. And this is to do all your shading. Can you see this reference here at the background? So we have a few of famous artists example of sketching, okay? We have Hokusai. He did the famous wave. You probably know Hokusai, you know, the big Japanese wave. So this is Hokusai, and this is how he did sketching, which is using dark shading. So there's less white and more dark. Here you have Magritte, which is a surrealist artist, and the way he did it. We have here Picasso. You can identify it's Picasso, isn't it? So very, very rough, square lines. And this is pretty much, I didn't do it. One of my artists, Mike, did it. But it's pretty much what we have here. It's this mug and this cup. And we used to have another jar. So you can see the see-through, where you have water, and how he used the line. So I just put it kind of, I can put it here even. So you can see it as a reference. I mean, it's hard to see here because it's small space and it's in the computer, but you can look up still life drawing. So basically, if you sketch in a model, that's called life drawing. If you sketch in object, it's still life drawing. So this is a really good exercise. If you want to, you know, go to life model, this is much easier than, you know, actually trying to sketch a person. So it's a good way to kind of level up. Okay, so I'm going to start with the HB, and I want to do a little exercise, really, really fun. So you have your object in front of you, and I want you to do one stroke of the pencil. That means without lifting the pencil from the paper, I want you to sketch it. So we'll do it for 1 minute. So you're pretty much looking. So I'll show you what I am doing, how I'm doing it. So I am just training, and I'm not doing anything too accurate, and I'm not lifting from the page. I'm just doing all my shapes very, very roughly, the way I see them, like this. I don't use eraser, and I'm not lifting my pencil. Okay, go. How did you go? I want to show you. So as you can see, it's not, you know, it's very, very rough lines. And what I did, I'm trying to look at my object more than I'm looking at the paper. Okay, this is really, really just to, it's like an exercise of looking. And what happened when we sketch, we use a lot of eraser. Most people use a lot of eraser. And I encourage you not to do that because it's very distracting. You kind of caught up with the perfection of the line instead of going over and over and try to get the shape. Okay, so try not to use a eraser until you finish, and just use the thickness of the line. So yeah, so this is a good exercise to kind of warm up. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna really, really look at our objects and we find the relationship between them. What does it mean? That means we're gonna look at the lines as it is, and we're gonna start always with one object and everything will be in relation to that object. So if, for example, I'll start with the mug, okay? First of all, we know the mug is circle, right? We know this is a circle. But when you put it like this, it's not a circle anymore, okay? So I don't want you to imagine lines or think about it. I want you to look and only sketch what you're seeing, okay? A lot of time that's what we do. We just in our head, we're inventing this line and proportion, but that's not the idea. The idea is really look at what we're doing and try to copy the reality as much as we can. So first of all, we're looking at the relationship and the proportion and the scale. So this one is shorter than this one. This glass, I don't know if you can see it, but this glass, maybe I'll try to get it even closer. It's always hard to see what what you're seeing there. Better? So this one is taller and slimmer than this one and this one. Here I can only see this glass. I can only see a part of it. Okay, so I'm really looking and seeing what is bigger, what is smaller, what is taller, what is shorter. It's all in relation to each other. That makes sense? So we start with one object and then we start looking at the relation. Also, I have something that is closer to me before the mug, and I have things that are behind the mug. Whatever is closer will be down at the page. Whatever is at the back will be up. Because basically we're taking something that is 3D and we're turning it to 2D. It's kind of like cheating a bit, right? So if this board is before, I'm gonna do it I'm gonna do it with charcoal so you can really, really see what I'm doing, and then I'll explain to you a little bit about the different tools that you can use. But basically, if I look here, then let's say I have the board, okay? So the board will be the first one, and then I have the onion, and I have the carrot, and so on and so on. After that, I will have the mug. And then I'm gonna see, okay, I moved it a bit now. So I'm gonna see that tea maker, or whatever you call it. And then this cup will go, and I only see a little bit of it. Right? So this is how, first of all, I locate everything. I'm not making any details yet. First, I want to really look at the shapes that I'm doing and understanding. So I'm looking at the mug and I'm saying, okay, this line needs to be more curvy, and I'm starting making the line stronger. And then I look here, okay, this, and I'm not using eraser, like I said, and now I can start making all the detail of it, okay? So that's what I want you to do. Take your element and start placing it on your paper. Try to work big, especially in the beginning. It's easier. Some people like to work really, really small, miniature, and that's fine as well. If that's the way you do things, that's cool. And try to, like I said, no eraser, just go over the line, and you can always make it stronger with the pencil, and then that will make a line that you're really comfortable with. So just play with how strong the line are for your object. So you just kind of start and building it up. Now, while we're doing it, I just want to tell you that I think sketching is just wonderful for mindfulness, get more creative with things around you, because you don't need much, and it's really, really like a muscles you work. Like you're going to the gym, sketching is pretty much the same. The more you sketch, the more it will allow you to look at the reality, look at stuff around you differently than you would normally would. And it's something that you can do in the park, you can do in a cafe when we're back to, normal. In the house, you don't need much. You just need a few objects, a pencil, and some papers. That's it. So unlike painting, which is a bit more, you need more tools and it's messy, this is really, really fun. And I encourage you to do more of it, at home. And it actually helped, like it helped me feel much better every time I do it. So yeah, I hope this will kind of encourage that bit. Now, yeah, so basically we're looking at the object more than we're looking at the paper. We're really, really trying to have a look and constantly go back and check the lines. Check the line, check if the lines are correct. If I'm seeing what I'm actually, what I'm actually drawing, or am I, just inventing line from my head. And it's like, this is where we develop more of observation, like actually observing things as they are, which is good for life as well. So here I can see through, and obviously with the mug I can't. And here there's a line that I'm not happy with. So if I have a pencil, I will erase it later after I'm happy with all the lines that I've done. So let's do that for one more minute, and then I can show you other things you can do. Okay, so you can sketch on many things. Like, for example, you can take black paper and then do negative. So if you take black paper, you can use either pastel, which are always fun, which are based on oil. Or you can use pencils, like white pencils, which are a bit less bold. But then you can sketch with other stuff. It doesn't have to be pencil. So if you take a black with some pastel, that's great. You can have, this is my favorite actually for sketching, just like newspaper, brown paper. This have really, it's very, very rough. So it takes the charcoal really well. And you can use different charcoals. Some of them are brown. And you can use even cardboard, whatever you have at home. So you can even use, like this is charcoal that is brown. So just a piece of charcoal, you can buy it in any art supply. It's quite messy and fun. I like how your face really concentrated. Cool. So have you used charcoals before? Heavy, carbon, charcoal, messy. Okay. So this is pretty much charcoal, and it's really, really fun because you can do a lot of texture. So I just want to show you textures before, that we have enough time to go through all the basics. And then we can just continue and stay here and sketch together. So there's a few ways that we can do texture. So right now it's very, very clear and plain. Again, I'm doing things with charcoal because I want you to see as I'm far from you. But if you do it with pencils, then you can use either the 4B or 6B, which are soft pencils. And then you can create just texture. So there's a few ways to create texture. if something is rounded, I can just do, maybe I'll go closer to you, I'll probably see it better. So I can go and just do lines that are more rounded on one side. So I will look at the source of the light and where I have light and dark. And I'm just gonna do this. I can break it down by doing also sideways. Another way to do is doing diagonal. And then you can do either X. If I'm making something that it's very, very thick, I'm using more lines. So this will look darker and this will look lighter, right? Wow, it's all messy because of the charcoal, you see? It's really, really fun. You can do it with dots. Dots are really, really exhausting, to be honest. So I don't like using dots so much. You can just make things darker and this can be lighter because this is water. So you see how with one color, I can create so much textures. There's a smudging. I don't know if you ever use that. So you can get these kind of things at art supplies, which can smudge, or you can use your finger pretty much. And with charcoal, you can just smudge all this shading and do something like this. Is really, really fun, and you can do it with charcoal. So, boom, my onion fell. You see, so you can really smudge it, or you can use your finger as well. So charcoals are really fun. You can also do it with the 6B pencil. So the 6B pencil is really, really soft, and the lead will allow you to do that as well. So that's how you create basically more texture, and then you can, you know, you can show that something is clear and something that it's solid, and then you can even do like the texture on the carrots itself. So without any colors, you just do everything with pretty much black and white. So if I'll go and let's do with the carrot. So I'll take the carrot here. So I'm really looking at it, adding some texture. And then I can either smudge it or just add more line. It really depends how patient you are as well. You know, the more patient you are for details, the better your sketching will get. So you can really create all this stuff with just black and white. I also have pastel that are colorful. So with the black one, I can use brown as well. I'm going to show you in a second. And then you can use something that it's lighter. So you can do like a more colorful sketch with oil pastel. So the sketching is also the base, like we saw with the coffee. When we sketch, is the base for everything. So it can be for watercolor, acrylic. We first sketch, we first look at the object, place it, and then we add color. So sketching is the basic of everything that we plan. It's pretty much doing the sketching. You want to show me what you've done? I would love to see where you're at. Oh, great. Wow. That's beautiful. Great job. Oh, I like the wallpaper. Good. And the socket. Cool. Good job, Cam. Wait, I didn't see yours, Olivia. You don't want to? Ah, you're a perfectionist. Okay. Take your time. Yeah, you're one of those, eh?
I drew a coffee cup because it represents me.
Aww. So yeah, so that's the thing. If you are a perfectionist, that's exactly why in life drawing, usually what they do, they give you 5 minutes for each poses in the beginning. So it's not about the perfection. It's not about making it accurate. It's about really just sketching fast and get it out of your head that every lines you're doing needs to be that perfect line, because sketching is all about not perfect. It's about playing with lines, playing with relationship, playing with textures. So that's why I really like it, because it's not about the outcome, it's the process. It's about observing. It's really, really kind of open up a lot of channels and so on. Really, you know, you can learn sketching for years and years and years. This is only like, what was it, 25 minutes? Really quickly, but I hope you got a bit of tips just to start. And like I said, it's not about understanding it logically. It's about trying it and trying it and trying it and getting it. Because once you practice creativity, it works on your right side of your brain. So when I talk to you and logically explain to you something, that's your left brain that we use most of the time, to be honest. But when you actually sketch and you're actually using your hand, that's how you learn. This is how you activate your right side of the brain, the creative one. Okay? And that's why I always, like to that people will try while they listen, or you know, just practice. So I hope that kind of gave you you know, a bit of understanding of sketching and make you try it at home wherever you are. Really, you can do, like, for example, I took from the backyard some of these eucalyptus, and I really like this flower. So you can just sketch it, and then you play with different, you know, in nature you can just play with different textures and the relationship, and this is soft and this is hard and this is bold and this is just, just get some stuff around you and start sketching them. So, and you can invest a little bit in, like, these charcoals are really nice because they're not dirty. There's a charcoal pencil. It doesn't make all this because I use these ones, which are very, very basics and I love. So, but some people don't like to get messy. So this one is really good. And you can have a little pencil case with just like 6B, HB, 6B, and then some charcoals, an eraser when you need it. And you can get really, you can just sketch everything around you. And then when you're ready, you can start sketching people.